All right, good morning, fourth grade. Today is Thursday, August 27th. You had your first few assignments today. Hopefully you got your Christ-Light done already. And now on to your reading survey. You need your packet. Pull your days out of your packet. Find Thursday. Inside of Thursday, you should have a packet. It says Student Reading Survey on it. Now, here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to start, first of all, with putting your name on there. Put your name right on there. And the class is just fourth grade. All right, your teacher's name is Mr. Bauer, grade 4. Today's date, August 27th. You have all of that taken care of. How we're going to do this today is I just want to read the questions to you so you're not bogged down by the reading of the questions. And then you can just check the box that applies to you. Number 1, for what you can remember, learning how to read was, now maybe you learned in kindergarten, first, second grade, third grade. When you learned how to read, was it super easy for you? Check that box. Easy for you, hard for you, or very hard? Now remember, there's no wrong answer. You just want your honest opinion here so I get a better idea of what you like about reading. Number 2, what do you usually do when you read? Now check all that apply, they describe you. So you could check 10 of those, you could check 2 of those, you could check 5 of those. I like to read silently. I try to figure out what the meaning of the words that I don't know. I look over what I'm going to read first to get an idea what I'm going to read about. I read aloud to myself. I look up words I don't know in the dictionary. I picture what's happening in the reading. I try to pronounce all the words correctly. I get distracted a little while I'm reading. I ask myself questions about what I'm reading. I try to read with expression. I have trouble remembering what I read. I put what I'm reading into my own words. I try to get the reading over as fast as I can. I try to understand what I read. I read a section again if I don't understand it at first. I try to read smoothly. I try to concentrate on the reading. I think about things I know that connect to the reading. Now remember, you can click any and all those that apply to you. Now remember, if I get going too fast, then you can just pause the video, check it out, rewind it, and then click on those. All right, number 3. Who reads a lot in your home and what do they read? So for example, my wife reads a ton at my house, and she's always reading devotion books. She loves to read devotion books or Christian women books. Those are her 2 favorite things. So who reads a lot at my house? I put down my wife, and I put down what she read. So maybe you got a sister, brother, an aunt, an uncle, somebody you know reads a lot, and what do you think they're reading? Number 4 says, why do you think people read? Why do people read? Now, hopefully they gave you enough lines there that you can write a sentence to remember. Sentences start with a capital letter, and they end with an end mark. You might want to pause the video, fill that one in, and then come back. Number 5, what do you think someone has to do to become a good reader? Let's say you want to become the best reader that you could be. Check just the 3 most important. So maybe listen to me read them all, and then come back and pick 3. Read aloud well, read with expression, pronounce all the words correctly, know the meaning of most words, read fast. Enjoy reading, read a lot, read harder books, read different kinds of books, understand what they read, concentrate on the reading, know when they are having trouble understanding, use strategies to improve their understanding. Now guys, those all sounded pretty good. Remember, when you pick 3, just 3. Pick 3 of those, and if you have a write-in one, you can write it in the other section. Number 6, what do you think you are a good reader? Yes, no, it depends. Now wait, don't think if you're a good reader compared to me or to your mom. Think if you're a good reader for about a 4th grade, 3rd grade level. Are you a good reader for your level that you're at? And then explain why. Again, feel free to pause the video and answer that one. Number 7, do you think you will read once you graduate from high school? In other words, once you're out of high school, do you think it's still going to be important for you to read? And then, if so, what kinds of things do you think that you will read? Okay, so what do adults need to read? Pause the video, Then come back. Do you read in any language other than English? If yes, which language? This is kind of a funny question, but in high school I took 2 years of German. I could actually read a little bit of German. Guten Tag. That's like saying good morning to you. Good day. How are you? But I couldn't read any books in that language. So maybe you know some other languages. Number 9. What kinds of things do you read outside of school? So not schoolwork. So not your reading book, not your science book, not social studies. What do you read that's not school? Do you read? Now check all of them that you do. Newspapers, short stories, novels, video game books or magazines, letters or emails, magazines, poetry, you read nothing, comic books, song lyrics, religious books, web pages, computer manuals, or how-to books. And again, there's an other there if you can think of something that wasn't on there. Number 10, how often do you read something that is not a school assignment? So again, not our schoolwork. Every single day I read something that's not school. Frequently? Sometimes. Not often, or never. Number 11, how often do you read at home for school assignments? So in other words, Mr. Bauer gave you an assignment you need to read at home, which is kind of a strange question this year because you're doing all your reading at home, but anyhow. Every day, frequent, sometimes, not often, or never. During the past 12 months, number 12, during the past 12 months, that's a whole year, how many books have you read? Just take a guess. You don't have to go in your library and say, I did this one, this one, this one. You don't have to go on your bookshelf and say, I did this one, this one, this one. Just think about how many books you read in the last year, and then how many of those were not for school. Here's one I'm really interested in. I want to get to know you a little bit better. Which kind of books do you like to read? Science fiction, thrillers, picture books, how-to books, history books, adventure/action, true life drama, comic books, books about sports, horror, poetry, romance, science or nature, teen issues, mysteries, short stories, fantasies or myths, biographies or autobiographies, humor, or none. We're almost done. One page and one more question. Who are your favorite authors? So I like to read Christian books. My favorite author is Max Lucado. Now, if you don't know what an author is, that's okay. An author is a person who writes the book. So if you're looking to look at your Magic Treehouse book, you're going to see on the side that says Mary Popp. She's the author of all the Magic Treehouse books if you enjoy Magic Treehouse. Okay? 15. How do you choose a book to read? Check all that describe you. So now I'm at the library. I'm going to pick out a book. What helps me pick out the book? Do you look for interesting titles? Look at the picture on the cover of the book? Look to see if it has gotten an award? Read the book cover or jacket? Read a few pages? Look for particular kinds of books, like for example, drama or horror, or sports, etc. I have no method of choosing books. See how long the book is. Pick a book that looks easy. Look for a particular author. Look for a book on a particular topic. Look for a book I've heard about. Look for books that have been made into movies. Ask a teacher or a librarian. Ask a family member. Ask a friend or a classmate. Look at the special display at the library or bookstore. Pick an Oprah Book Club selection, or look for books about my culture. Remember, you can pick any or all of those that apply to you. 16. Do you ever talk with friends about something you have read? Frequently, sometimes, never. Do you ever talk with family members about something you read? Frequently, sometimes, never. Do you borrow from or trade books with friends or family? In other words, I'm done with this book, you're done with that book, and hey, can we swap books here? I'll read yours, you read mine. And then maybe that gives us a chance to talk with others about what we've read. And finally, 18 and 19, the last page. Number 18, do you borrow from trade books from friends or family members? Frequently, sometimes, or never. In general, how do you feel about reading. And now notice they gave you some space there, and then there's all this white space at the bottom. I'd love for you to go 2 or 3 sentences. Okay? In general, how do you feel about reading? Reading's my favorite. Reading's tough for me. Reading's easy. I love reading. Anything you want to tell me about reading. Thank you very much. God bless your day.